Our restoration comes through our obedience. Change comes through corrective behavior. And if all of us get into the righteous mindset, then restoration comes. People are at the door of their significant change and will lose what the Most High has for them because they've never seen their faith as something to fight for. You and I as the Israelites, have to war within yourselves and against your own fleshly lusts. You have to war with worldly temptation. With all the spiritual energy you can muster, war for the kingdom of Yah.
We aim and shoot scriptural bullets at demon troops. I'm just spitting truth. Look at yourself if it's staying in you.
All right, Shalom, Israel. What's going on? First, I want to give all praise to the Most High Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shah. And the title of today's lesson is Cunning Hunter Part 7, America the Warmonger. So we know how America been getting down since its inception as a country. You know, it ain't been much peace on this side of the world. Well, it's been peace on this side of the world, but they go to the other side of the world and cause all kinds of turmoil and war and all kind of military conflicts. Let me get Genesis 25 and 27.
The book of Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
You see that? So Jacob always been, just a regular old guy, don't want too much, easy to satisfy. Esau was a cunning hunter. By cunning, not straightforward, underhanded. So that's always been Esau's nature. He go have a trick up his sleeve all the time. Let me get Genesis 27, 38 through 41.
Genesis 27 and 38. And Esau said unto his father, have thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling should be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above.
You see that? So Esau gonna be all over the world, all the nice places. He go be there. Keep going.
And by the sword shalt thou live.
Read that sentence again. By what?
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
You see that? Every major accomplishment that Esau, or the so-called white man, has made has been by the sword in one way or another. Every country, every major civilization that's been created, it was through use of the sword. He can't really accomplish much without it. Keep going.
And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And,
you see that? But at the end, he shall be our servant. Keep going.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from thy neck.
Yeah. Eventually, we go break Esau's yoke from off our neck, because he done had his foot on our neck continuously, non-stop for since slavery. From the beginning of slavery. Keep going.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
You see that? Esau hate us. It ain't no get along, ain't no let's join hands, and Esau hate us. It ain't no way around it. They hate you. Keep going.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
You see that? So just like back then, how Esau was trying to slay Jacob, he's still trying to kill you to this day. Everything that they do is in attempt. I don't want to say everything, but a lot of the things that they do is going to be in an effort to keep you down and destroy you in one form or another. They're not going to let you just live in peace. Separate from, it's best to separate from him, but that's not going to even work, because Because we did that once upon a time. And when they see you starting to do good and they think you go do better than them one day, they go come and try to kill you. So it really ain't no way around it. They hate you. Let me get Psalms 55 and 21.
The book of Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
You see that? So, you hear him out today. Can't we all just get along? Let's come together. Let's all be, ain't no, we need to stop fighting each other. We all Americans. They say all that good stuff, but we know at the end of the day, war is in their heart. They go try to kill you. They hate you. It's right here in the Bible. Esau hate Jacob. So, that still applies to this day. Let me pull up this info. So, I don't know. Do y'all know the preamble to the Constitution? It's something that I had to learn when I was in elementary school. I don't know if everybody had to learn it or not, but we're finna read it anyway. Preamble to the United States Constitution, and it reads, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America." So, boom. The preamble to the Constitution is full of lies, first of all. So we gonna go through this. So, in order to establish a more perfect union, ain't nothing perfect about this society. We know everything that's ran by the government is probably the most flawed thing in the country. The government do such a bad job at running stuff. You rather keep them out of your business than put them in it. Establish justice. It ain't no justice for the black and brown man in this country. And ensure domestic tranquility. It ain't no peace for the black and brown man in this country. You see that? So, like I said, we just go through just those couple of sentences right there. We know this is just full of lies, and it's established on garbage, because this country has never actually, at no point in time, done anything in this statement. Let me get the first article. This came out a few years ago, but it's very relevant to today. And it's the website is called The News International, and it's titled, "The U.S. has been at war 225 out of 243 years since 1776. The American history of overt and covert foreign interventions dates back to 1811, when it had invaded Chile just a year after this South American country had gained independence from Spain. Research conducted by the Jane Group and Geo Television Networks revealed the United States has been at war for about 225 of the 243 years since its inception in 1776. While the number of U.S. foreign military interventions has stood at 188 till 2017, the world superpower was found involved in 117 partisan election interventions between 1946 and 2000, or around one of every 9 ballot exercises held since the Second World War. So you see that the United States has had an influence in 1 out of every 9 presidential or leadership elections throughout the world. 1 out of 9. That's crazy. This means that the United States has been at war for more than 92% of the time since its birth. Critics view the rulers of the land found by Christopher Columbus have been addicted to the use of military might and intoxicated with their successes against weaker nations that could not defend themselves for one reason or the other. Or in other words, the United States has only been at peace for less than 20 years. So can you imagine that this country has existed since 1776, but it's only been not even 20 years of peace? So you see that preamble to the Constitution, you might as well throw that out the window, because clearly we ain't nobody over here trying to abide by that. In one of its November 23rd, 2017 reports, a known British media house, Channel 4 News, has carried a research undertaken by the Institute of Politics and Strategy at Carnegie Mellon University, a private research university based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The researcher had calculated the vast scale of election interventions by both the U.S. and Russia. The media outlet has stated, according to this research, there were 117 partisan electoral interventions. That's 1 out of every 9 competitive elections held since the Second World War. The majority of those, almost 70%, were cases of U.S. interference, and these are not all from the Cold War era. 21 such interventions took place between 1990 and 2000, and of which 18 were by the United States, and 60 different independent countries have been the targets of such interventions. The researchers interviewed by Channel 4 News have maintained, but almost 2/3 of interventions were done in secret, with voters having no idea that foreign powers were actively trying to influence the results. According to Levine's research, those countries where secret tactics have been deployed by the U.S. include Guatemala, Brazil, El Salvador, Haiti, Panama. You see that all those are Hispanic nations right there. Israel, Lebanon, Iran, Greece, Italy, Malta, Slovakia, Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Sri Lanka, the Philippines, South Vietnam, and Japan. So America's been going around just putting their business and putting their nose in everybody's business and influencing elections. But when Donald Trump was running, everybody, Putin gonna try to rig the election and so forth. But that's a guilty conscience speaking, because they say stuff like that because look what they've been doing for the past 100, 200 years or so. Been going around putting their nose in everybody's business, trying to influence their election so they can get the leaders in there that they want, so they can get financial gain and benefit from doing it. You see that? So that's why I say this country ain't been about peace or tranquility since its inception. Let me get go back to the scripture. Give me Genesis 32, 9 through 14.
The book of Genesis 32 and 9. And Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, and the Lord said unto me, return to the country and to thy kindred, and I will deal with thee. I am not worthy the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast showed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me and the mother with the children.
You see that? So this is Esau. They wondering, and he know he finna run. Well, this is Jacob, and he know he finna run into Esau, and he had to say a prayer to the Most High to please deliver me from the hand of this Esau. And we should be saying that same prayer to this day, because Esau is actively trying to get rid of us. And if he could figure out how to do it without, in a way that's profitable and beneficial to him, he would. But that's what he is actively trying to get rid of us. Esau hates us. Keep going.
Verse 12. And thou said, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. And he lodged there the same night, and took which came to his hand a present for Esau his brother, 200 she-goats, 20 he-goats, 200 ewes, and 20 rams.
And to this day, it's like we have to pay tribute just to stop from being harassed. Because like I said, skip a tax payment and watch what's going to happen. You're going to end up in jail, or they going to take your stuff. So to this day, we still doing this exact same thing just to stay out of Esau's hand. Let me get this excerpt that I was reading. Now this came from Wikipedia, but we know this to be true. You'll see when I start reading. And it reads, as of the current date, the United States is involved in 8 publicly known military engagements across 6 different wars. War with direct U.S. involvement include the War on Terror, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen. The War on Cartels, Operation Southern Spearhead, and the Iran War. Wars with the indirect U.S. involvement include the Russia-Ukrainian War, the Gaza War, and the Israel-Hezbollah conflict. You see that? So to this day, right now, the U.S. is in 6 different wars. So let me get Genesis 36 and 8.
Genesis 36 and 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
You see that? So this is what Esau, this is what Esau lived at, Mount Seir. And let me get 2 Chronicles 20, 10 through 12.
2 Chronicles 20 and verse 10. Now behold, the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, whom thou wouldest not let Israel invade when they came out of the land of Egypt, but they turned from them and destroyed them not. Behold, I say, how they reward us to come to cast us out of thy possessions, which thou hast given us to inherit.
You
Oh,
see
our
that?
God.
So, hold on, Salaki. You see that? So when we came out of Egypt, the Most High didn't send us through Mount Seir. He sent us elsewhere. It's like he really didn't send us to get rid of them or destroy them. But in return, look how they treated us. Keep going.
Verse 12. O our God, wilt thou not judge them? For we have no might against this great company that came against us, neither know what we to do, but our eyes are upon thee.
You see that? So, but the Most High is eventually going to judge them for what they did to us. Like I said, we, were kind to them and showed mercy to them, and even to this day, you see, nobody as a whole, you rarely see any black people doing anything to white people. We do more harm to ourselves than we do to them by a long shot. But they, historically, we always have helped them. The Indians helped them learn how to survive. We taught them how to bathe and not sleep with the animals, so they didn't, stop spreading diseases everywhere. But what we get for that in return, we got put in slavery. Native Americans, they gave them smallpox. You can't be nice to these people. Let me go back to that verse that it's actually referencing. Let me get Joshua 24, 3 through 8.
Joshua 24 and verse 3. And I took your father Abraham from the other side of the flood and led him throughout all the land of Canaan and multiplied his seed and gave him Isaac. And I gave unto Isaac Jacob and Esau. And I gave unto Esau Mount Seir to possess it. But to Jacob and his children went down into Egypt. I sent Moses also and Aaron, and I plagued Egypt according to that which I did among them. And afterward, I brought you out. And I brought your fathers out of Egypt, and you came into the sea. And the Egyptians pursued after your fathers with chariots and horsemen unto the Red Sea. And when they cried unto the Lord, he put darkness between you and the Egyptians, and brought the sea upon them, and covered them. And your eyes have seen what I have done in Egypt, and ye dwelt in wilderness for a long season.
You see that? So the Most High brought us out of Egypt. He did his miracles and brought us up out of there, and we went into the wilderness. Let's see what Esau coming to play in this. Go on.
Verse 8. And I brought you into the land of the Amorites, which dwelt on the other side of the Jordan, and they fought with you, and I gave them into your hand, that you might possess their land, and I destroyed them from before you.
You see that? So the Most High, he didn't, like I said, he didn't send us through the land of the Edomites. He sent us to the land of the Amorites. And, as a result, they got destroyed. But, we didn't destroy the Edomites. But look how they mistreated us. As a result, they didn't take that in consideration or to account. They turned back and they treated us unjustly and unfairly. Let me get Deuteronomy 25 and 17.
Deuteronomy 25 and 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when you were come forth out of Egypt.
See that? Remember what Amalek did. Let's get that scripture. What did Amalek do? Just give me Exodus 17, 8 through 16.
Exodus 17 and verse 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said, and Moses said to Joshua, Come us out men and go out and fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand.
You see that? So Amalek came and tried to fight with us while we were in the wilderness, fresh out of Egypt. You know, we were one of those strong people at the time. You know, like I said, we hadn't got no, by strong, I mean, we hadn't established no cities. We hadn't established no homeland or nothing yet. We still in the wilderness. Go ahead.
So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up on top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hand was heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stood on his side, the one on one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until going down of the sun.
You see that? But we couldn't beat Amalek when Moses had dropped his hand. So Moses trying to hold his hand up, and you know it's just taking a lot to hold his hands up for that long. But you know, so we had the Most High was on our side, which is why we beat Amalek here. Keep going.
Verse 13. And Joshua discomforted Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi.
Yeah, you see that? Jehovah Nissi, which means the Most High is our banner. Keep going.
For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
You see that? So now for catching us, trying to get rid of us in the wilderness when we had just came out of Egypt, didn't have no land established or nothing, the Most High will forever have war with Amalek. And you see that? You know, the most, and the Amalekites, that's the so-called, you know, fake Jews that we got now. So the Most High don't like these people. Let me get Obadiah 1, verse 8 through 10.
Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 8. Shall I not in the day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone in the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
You see that? So the Most High is prophesying that we go get rid of these people. You know, that these people got to be done away with. The world can't exist and have them around. It'll never be peace. Keep going.
For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
See that? So they got to be cut off forever, not for a time, not for cut off and then they can rebuild themselves back up and learn a lesson. No, they got to be cut off forever. Let me get Ezekiel 35, 2 through 9.
Ezekiel 35, verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus say the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
You see that? So the Most High is gonna get rid of this nation for us. You know, he go use us to do it, of course, but you know, use Yahweh to do it, but he go get rid of this nation. Keep going.
I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because so thou hast had
Esau, when you see Esau as a whole being wiped out, we gonna know. That's how we gonna know the Most High did it. Because you know, with all the military might, like I said, they blessing is the sword. There really ain't too many. I don't think it's really a nation that could go head to head with Esau and come out on top. You know, so that's why I say the Most High. When you see them fall, you gonna know that the Most High did it. Go ahead.
Because thou have had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and in the time of their iniquity had an end.
You see that? Because they perpetually hate us, which means forever, ongoing. It never go stop. The hatred for us is never go stop. That's why the Most High feel how he feel. Keep going.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sit thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
You see that? So they ain't shying away from no wars, as we can see. Like I said, they in 6 of them right now as we speak. The United States been at war for 93% of the time that it existed. So it ain't no fear or no hatred of blood from them. So that's gonna be their end. They'll say it the Most High. Keep going.
Verse 7. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut it off from him that passes out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountain with his slain men, in the hills and in the valleys, and all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword.
Yep.
I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and you shall know that I am the Lord.
You see, so they gonna be done away with forever. It's a perpetual desolation, and they cities shall not return. So ain't no building back when the Most High do what he do to them. Ain't no coming back from that. It's gonna be over with for them. And like I said, because this cunning hunter, they go around saying they want to spread peace and democracy and spread their ideology all over the world, and we know it's just doing whatever they can do to stay in power and benefit. Like I said, I'm sure most of these wars about oil and some kind of gold, oil, drugs, all kind of stuff. All come down to profit. They got to try to keep everybody else down so they can stay on top. And let me get Obadiah 1:18.
Obadiah chapter 18. And the house of Jacob shall be fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they should kindle in them and devour them. And there should not be any remainder of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it.
You see that? So that's what's got to happen, for peace and to stop all the fighting and war. Esau got to be completely gotten rid of, because as long as they exist, it's gonna always be war, because that's just who they are. Let me get Joshua 24 13 through 15, because it's a silver lining to this too. When the Most High get rid of Esau, that means we go get, like I said, the righteous go be in authority then, and good things go start to happen. Go ahead.
Joshua 24:13. And I have given you a land for which ye did not labor, and the cities which ye built not, and ye dwell in them. Of the vineyards and olive yards which ye planted not, do you eat. Now therefore fear the Lord, and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord.
You see that? So we gotta, in order, if we want to, that's what they've been doing all this time. They've been conquering and taking over stuff that don't belong to them, if in an unrighteous manner, and doing all kind of abominations. But if we want to eat from vineyards we didn't plant and live in cities that we didn't necessarily build, because we've been doing the opposite. We've been building the cities and they've been living in them. So if we want to do, take advantage of the blessings that the Most High go give us, we got to put down these, step away from these other gods, put that away, and keep these commandments for the Most High, so he can show us favor and be on our side. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
You see that? So that's what we should be saying. You can, if y'all want to go serve, Buddha and white Jesus and, Allah and all this other stuff that our forefathers been serving that hadn't worked, that's been putting us, that done got us in the condition that we in, go right ahead. But for me and my house, we go serve the Most High, Yah. You see that? And that's how we go get the blessings that we supposed to receive. Let me get 2nd Ezra 6, 8 through 9.
2nd Ezra 6 and 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham until Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
You see that? So Esau, when when you see Esau starting to get too powerful, you know the end is getting close. And when Jacob take it over, that's the beginning of the new world. That's the new world order. When the Most High go be put first, when we go be in rulership, and when the righteous go be in authority, the people go stop mourning. The people go be able to rejoice. Let me get this last scripture. Let me get Psalms 29:2.
Psalms 29:2. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness.
Let's see that. Give me that was it on that one?
Come on, sir.
Hold on, I missed one. Salakia. Salakia, I said Psalms. Proverbs 29:2. That's what I meant to say.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
You see that? So that's a day we should look forward to when Yahweh Shah come back and set the righteous in authority. Because, the people go rejoice. Because we sure ain't been rejoicing. We've been mourning for the past, forever. We and Jacob ain't been in trouble. We've been mourning. So we need to get together, keep these laws and commandments, learn to love one another so the righteous can be in authority and the people can rejoice. That's the day I'm looking forward to. With that concludes the lesson. Shalom.
Yourself when the lies in the doctrine you clinging to. Repenting mean the path that you walking, you see it through. That mean you gotta switch up your people, leaving the crew. That mean you gotta watch what you say and watch what you do. But until you see the truth, you just looking around for a clue. And it's easy to find evil, cause evil looking for you. Bishop got us militant, keep us ready like Minutemen. Demons in the sleep, but Yahweh coming to finish them. Gotta love my features, no difference between our images. Wisdom getting deeper, I'm prophesying to many men. Keep it real, study the word, showing yourself approved. Faith without works is a body, gotta make different moves. I never be perfect, still shooting to fit the biggest shoes. Watching what I eat, son, and eat them, weaponizing the food. We had to fight and sacrifice to get to this point. Follow the laws of the Torah, you can't do what you want. War times, I'm on the line, you could catch me up front. Reading out my 1611, got my Glock in the trunk. Some people don't understand, still it's a hole in their body. Some people never gonna see that it's the devil that got them. You casting spells on yourself, you saying that you got problems. Meditate day and night, but I still get it poppin'.